Tottenham Hotspur will hope to live up to their billing as one of the Europa League favourites by overturning a one-goal first-leg deficit against AZ Alkmaar tonight. Postecoglou is confident his side have what it takes to progress and dismisses the notion that there's added pressure after saying earlier in the season he always wins trophies in his second year.
No extra pressure. It's, I guess, as I said before, I think we obviously were disappointed with our performance in the first leg. I guess the important thing is we didn't make the tie sort of impossible for us to get back into. It's still very tight. Obviously, they've got the goal advantage, but again, being at home and like I said, if we can play with the intensity and tempo we played on the weekend, then I think we have an opportunity to progress. And should we progress, then we'll obviously going to have another big challenge the next round. But right now, the key focus is to put in a really strong performance at home tomorrow night, and then we'll go from there.
Right, Chris Cowlin is the host of the Spurs Chat podcast. As you can see, he joins us now live. Thanks for joining us, Chris. All season, Postecoglou has referenced the injuries, as many managers have, I have to say, for the struggles. But Spurs do have some of their big names back now. So why do you feel things aren't quite clicking just yet?
Afternoon, Vicky. Hope you're well. Thanks for having me on. Of course, it is concerning the fact that all season, Postecoglou has referenced the phrase that we haven't been at the level that we should be at. And, even when we had all of our fit and available squad earlier on in the season, we still lost home games in the Premier League against the likes of Ipswich and Leicester City, with respect. We should not be losing these sorts of games. But yes, he's had a lot of injury problems, but tonight's game against AZ Alkmaar, we can't have any excuses. We can't have Dr. Tottenham. We can't have Spursy. We've got to perform. We've got to go through to the next round. We've got to go through to the quarterfinals, and we've got to lift this trophy, in my opinion, for this season to be a success. We haven't won a European trophy for 41 years. We haven't won a domestic trophy for 17 years. Trophies are way overdue. People are losing patience a little bit with Postecoglou. I speak to Spurs fans on a daily basis, and many people are losing patience with the manager. A lot of people counted on us winning a trophy, a domestic trophy, or the Europa League. Of course, we're out of the FA Cup, out of the League Cup. We're sitting 13th in the Premier League table at the moment, and that is simply not good enough for a club like Spurs. So all eggs now in the basket of winning the Europa League, and we've got to go all out to win this competition now.
So you're saying that some of the fans, you feel like they're turning on him slightly. So if you were to go out tonight, do you think they would turn on him?
I think a lot of people have been very sympathetic, and I feel like the board have been very sympathetic towards Postecoglou with the amount of injuries that we've had, and rightly so in some circumstances. But it is now time to deliver. Postecoglou has got to deliver. He's got to get these players playing a lot better. The leaders in the team, they need to be given a whole lot more for this Tottenham Hotspur side. As I said, we're 13th in the Premier League table. The only chance of success now is the Europa League, and we've got to go all out to win this competition. And I feel like it has to be prioritised in that way. No longer are the 10 remaining Premier League games really that important, because even if Spurs did go on a fantastic winning run, winning all remaining 10 Premier League games, will we still get a European spot for next season? Who knows? We've got to go all out to win the Europa League.
Yeah, and as of right now, you're still in with a shout of that. And we've obviously heard Postecoglou having to defend those comments that he always wins a trophy in his second season. But in his defence, he was stating facts at the time of him saying it. He has always done that. Do you, though, think he massively regrets saying that, or doesn't he care about that?
I don't think he really cares about that, to be honest, Vicky. And, we've seen, previous managers as well. Jose Mourinho won everywhere he went in his managerial career. Antonio Conte, exactly the same. We've seen managers sacked. We've gone through so many different managers. 7 managers since Pochettino left in 2019, right up to Postecoglou now. And Postecoglou was only stating facts. I feel like the media has blown that out of proportion. But, of course, Postecoglou wants to be successful at Spurs. I feel like sometimes he needs to tweak things a little bit more to be successful at Spurs. Yes, a lot of us have been sympathetic towards the injuries, but it is now time to deliver this season. And what I would say to the playing squad is the fact that, do you want to be remembered this season of finishing 13th or mid-table in the Premier League, or do you want to be heroes? We haven't won a trophy in so long. Go out there, give absolutely everything and make the fans proud.
So, who do you look to this evening? Is it the leaders on the pitch that you really need something from tonight?
Absolutely, the leaders need to step up. I feel like a real shining light this season has been the likes of Jed Spence and Gray and Bergvall, and those three in particular have really taken their chances. But it's the likes of James Maddison, Heung-min Son. We need to see a lot more from them in games like this in the Europa League, because it is so important. It's so important to Tottenham's season. It is so important to the fans. Yes, the atmosphere has been pretty dismal these last few home games. Because of the results and the performances, but I believe the crowd will be up for it this evening. But of course, the players have got to give the crowd something to shout about as well.
Just one final question. Obviously, they were on the bench last time out, but Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero look like they might start tonight. How important is that for you guys tonight?
Hugely important. Of course, these duo haven't played together since December. We've really, really missed Romero and, of course, Van der Ven, and equally so Solanke at the top. So, all of the big guns are back for this game. It was a very, very disappointing display last week. I'm expecting a very, very different game this evening. I do actually expect Spurs to go through, and, can we go all the way? Who knows? Let's hope so, but Spurs have to give everything. But the leaders are very, very important for this Tottenham Hotspur team this evening.
Well, good luck. Enjoy the game. Here's hoping you do win. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks.
Right, with less than 24 hours to go until Thomas Tuchel names his first England squad, who will be in and who will be out? We'll preview that and out.